Hey everybody, how's it going? Chris Hernandez here, back with another one. I know it's been a while, but in today's video, I want to focus on more of the mental side, mental roadblocks that you may have, and then ultimately just reflecting on my experience, how to power through it, and ultimately how to get results, right? If you don't know who I am, I run a digital ad agency. We specifically help Ecom brand owners, roughly doing 5 to 10K a month. We help them scale using paid traffic. So if you're a struggling Ecom brand owner, you want some help, I'll link my calendar down below where you can book a call directly with me, and then we can figure out if my team and I can help you. Also, if you're looking for free training, I have a free dedicated Facebook group that helps like-minded individuals scale, and I release just weekly training videos and PDFs on how to set up campaigns and how to increase your budget to scale. So with that being said, I know I've been a little MIA for a while. I just took a necessary break. I've just been really focused on the business, focused on the agency, and getting that dialed in. For me, I want to scale, and I'm trying to figure out ways to, of course, scale. So a little update with the agency. Last week I was at like 2 clients. Now I'm at one. One client didn't have the budget to sustain expenses to scale, and I knew that going into it. I knew when I signed this client that it was going to be a risk, but it was something I was willing to do, right? Starting from zero, trying to grind out and get 5 to 10 clients to get to that 10K month mark, and then implement systems. So that's where I'm at. For me on my end, I have an automated team so far. I have a dedicated media buyer, dedicated like creative director, also a dedicated copywriter. So in that aspect, more of the work is just pretty much automated. I have team members for that, as well as I'm just in the process of potentially maybe even hiring a VA to handle my organic outreach. So when I'm at work or whenever I'm busy, I don't have the time, I can hire somebody to send out conversations to get meetings booked. So that's something that I plan on working on and developing soon. So then when I have that, it would be just complete automation from organic to service delivery to then now all that's left is just implementing paid traffic. And then when I lock in all those 3 components firing off together, it wouldn't be coincidence that I'd be hitting the 30-40K per month numbers for the business. So with that being said, as far as how have I developed, how far I've come from my journey from starting this, right? Really, when I got started, really the best lessons in life are those you learn by yourself when you go through it and make mistakes. For me, every single mistake I've made, I noted it in the back of my mind, and ultimately I just went out and just fixed it. I didn't really think about it. I don't have time to dwell on, oh, maybe this is a loss here, maybe this has affected my business poorly here. Instead of me just dwindling on the mistake, I just get after it and look to fix it in the future. So for me, the problems I had with clients is that clients weren't having meetings with me because for whatever reason, right, they weren't having the right expectations when we go in, launch our campaigns, test, and do all that good stuff. So what I did to fix that problem, to get clients to be on the same page as my team and I when we go and develop campaigns to test, I simply implemented 1 meeting per week for the first month, and then after the following month they go into bi-weekly calls. So having that first month weekly client check-in call allows me to sort of hold the client through the process, make sure they understand what's happening, and that builds trust. To then month 2, month 3 allows us to scale and with ease without having the client to say, hey, what campaigns are you running and what campaigns do you plan on launching, right? We have that trust factor built in from the previous month of just constantly checking them in on what's happening. So that's one thing I've done is, and what I've noticed too is most agencies don't even have meetings with their clients. They don't even have onboarding meetings. So that's something that's super, super important for my team. And that's what I've noticed is that it just builds customer trust and client longevity, because a client wants the work. They ultimately bring you on so they don't have to do the work for themselves. They don't have to spend time on campaigns. So when you have an agency that is super organized and communicates very, very well and is very punctual with communication, that just relieves just another layer of stress for the client, right? and it just makes them want to stay on longer with you because you provide experience. You provide not only getting them results, but you provide the luxury of them. They don't really have to check into the ads manager, just go and check, and boom, they see results. So for me, that's the focal point and the focus, and that just stemmed from a problem that I've noticed from previous clients just leaving after like a month, and then the reason why they leave was just because they weren't on the same page. So that's one pro tip right there, is simply just having onboarding meetings or having client check-in calls for the first month, weekly client check-in calls. That's what I've noticed to build trust. Another, overcoming mental barriers. What I've noticed is that I came into this with no intent, no time frame of when to hit this goal, nor did I have any intent on having that pressure on myself. For me, I always knew that if I focus on the day-to-day actions and control what I can do in the 24 hours that I'm given every single day, I go in and I just do what I need to do. I just knock out the components and actions that I need to do for the day. For me, as far as like getting prospects, right, posting content, I'm doing that. I have dedicated days for that. As far as shooting training videos, right, I have dedicated days for that. So every single day I'm moving towards my goal. So when I got into this business, I had no expectation. Of course, the goal is to get to 10K. That's like the first point of entry. But after you hit that number, for me, there's really no end line. There's no end goal. I got into the business because I'm passionate about business, and this is something that's been in the back of my mind at an early age, since like middle school. So with that being said, I went in with no expectations, and I think that's the best way to go into it. Just don't go in, no expectations. Understand that it's going to get messy. Your first clients probably aren't going to get results, but when you have that in the back of your mind, you can adapt and ultimately just grow from it, because the best way to learn is just from mistakes. So with that being said, if you go into it with no expectations and just trying to get better every single day, ultimately you're going to get better, and you're going to stay motivated and stay disciplined, because this is just like a love for the game. What I've noticed too is your first month or your first year, it's going to be somewhat slow, and ultimately you're trading a lot of time in for money that hasn't come in yet, right? And you start making money after your second year, your third year. That's what I've noticed just from my experience alone. So I think it's super important to pay your due diligence, understand that this path isn't easy. Not a lot of people are successful entrepreneurs, and that's for a reason. So if you implement routines, habits, lifestyle changes that benefit and move you and propel you forward, then as a whole, your business is going to succeed, your personal life is going to succeed. Any goals you had, you're ultimately headed towards there, or you're going to reach them, because it's just all in one. That's why I look at business, right? I don't think that you can separate lifestyle from business. I think business is a part of your lifestyle, and if you want to run a successful business, of course, this needs to be ran properly through organization and just through the daily habits. So if you implement good habits, as a whole, you're going to see yourself change throughout the business, right? You're going to see yourself more confident. The way you handle sales calls, the way you present yourself, it's going to change for you, right? Let's say if you're a person struggling with talking to people, as you develop, as you have more sales calls, as you progress in business, you're going to see those changes affect you and your personality. So I think it's a great thing to get started. I think if you go into it with the right mindset, having the right why propelling you every single day, because the daily making posts every single day is tedious. Nobody wants to do it. I did it for the first 90 days, and I'm doing it to this day. I make posts every single day. So with that being said, it just comes down to the love of the game. How passionate are you? How far are you willing to go in order for you to succeed? And then ultimately having those disciplined habits, those routines, and consistency, that's what's going to propel you forward. So other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you want me to cover a specific topic, comment that down below, and I'll shoot some content over that.